Working from home is the new normal for everybody. So if you're a graduate and you've started a new job, just like me, here's how you can make the most out of that opportunity. Hi there, and if you're new here, my name's Gabriel Nussbaum, and back in August of this year, I started my graduate scheme in a way that I could not have imagined, and that was 3 feet away from my bed, working from home. This is the same though as millions of people around the world who, thanks to a certain C word, have found themselves in this strange new reality of having never been to their office, having never met their manager, having never even met a single person in their team. But in this new reality, let me share with you 5 things that I've learned to really excel at your new job, especially if you're working from home. So the first bit of advice I want to talk to you about is networking. Now, what do I mean by that? That means talking to the other graduates that are starting and talking to senior people across the entire business. And under normal circumstances, I could have done this through events and through seminars and through learning opportunities in the office. But obviously, none of that exists anymore. So the best way to stay on top of this when you're working from home is send an email. People either will reply or they won't reply, but you've got nothing to lose from sending an email to someone that you might admire, that you might not necessarily get the chance to talk to in your everyday work. And now is the perfect opportunity to drop them a line, ask for a half an hour chat. And the best part about this whole working from home is it's so easy for people to just fit you into their calendar for half an hour, and most people will. So this is an amazing opportunity to meet people from around the business that you may not even have met had you been in the office. Tip number 2 is making sure that you separate your work from your life. Get that good work-life balance. Now, a lot of people are actually finding it even harder to do this working from home. And so the 2 things that I've learned to do is, number 1, make sure that I get up in the morning and go through a proper process, have my breakfast and actually put on some clothes so that I really separate being at home and starting the work day, and it doesn't take me an hour to check my emails and have a coffee in the morning. And the second tip is, at the end of the day, shut that laptop lid and make sure that I don't go back and check emails. Especially when my desk is 3 feet away from my bed. It's so easy at 8 o'clock at night to see an email come in and want to reply straight away. But having that strict balance between work and life means that I avoid doing that, and I'm so much happier for it. Tip number 3 is, don't forget to pick up the phone to your colleagues. One thing that I've learned is that emails get lost so easily. And if you were normally in the office, you could just go over to someone's desk and just tap them on the shoulder and ask them that quick question that you want to know. And you just can't do that here. So you'd think that sending them an email is the next best way to do it. And that couldn't be worse. It will get lost, they won't see it, it'll just be another email on their list. And a much better alternative to that is just picking up the phone, giving them a call and getting that question in. And that way, they don't have to have another email on their list. You get the answer straight away. And on the plus side, working from home can be really boring, and having a little bit of interaction with other people in your team for that 15-20 minute phone call during the day can be a really nice thing to add to your routine. Tip number 4 is make sure during the day, even if it's for just 15 minutes, you do something active. Whether that's a couple of sit-ups or taking just a 15-minute walk outside. Yes, I know it's freezing, but if you put on enough layers, it's not too bad. It can actually make you way more productive, according to pretty much every study out there. The majority of science says that people actually tend to be more fatigued due to a lack of exercise. And I know that's a bit confusing at first, but trust the science and make sure that at least once a day you get away from your desk and do something a little bit active. And you can always think of it this way. Think about all those coffee breaks and chats you'd have around the office. This is just instead of those, so don't feel too guilty about leaving your desk at random 15-minute intervals. Tip number 5 is ask questions. Now, as a new joiner, especially for someone like me, who this is the first real job that I've had after finishing university, it can be so easy to sit in a meeting and not understand a word that's going on. And this actually happened to me. It was 5 minutes into one of my first few meetings, and they were using terms and acronyms that I'd never heard of. And so I thought I'd just ask. And after the meeting, a colleague got in touch with me and they were like, I'm so happy that you asked that. I've been wondering what that stood for 2 years now. And it's amazing that people just won't ask the questions because they think it's a stupid question and they've been there too long and they should know the answer by now. But take full advantage of being a new starter, and definitely take full advantage of being a graduate, because you can ask those questions, get the stupid questions out the way now, and trust me, some of your colleagues will be so happy that you've done that as well, and you will make sure that you're not sitting in those meetings having no idea what's going on. I really hope that you enjoyed those tips, you found them valuable. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but they've been things that have really worked for me, and I'm sure that they will work for someone else out there as well, especially those graduates starting new roles. That's my advice. Take it or leave it. If you've liked this video, then please do leave an actual like on the video and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts about working from home, whether you have any other advice that would be good for me to take on board, and subscribe to this channel for more content just like this.